You might not think of yourself as an architect, but every time you write, that's basically what you're doing. So today, here on the Explainer, we're going to grab the blueprints for the English language. We're going to learn how to build sentences that aren't just, grammatically correct, but are actually powerful.
It's funny. It feels so natural, doesn't it? But have you ever stopped to ask, why? Why does our brain just know that one way sounds right and the other is, well, wrong? That little question, it holds the secret to really clear, really powerful communication in English. So let's go find that key. All right, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the absolute basics, the core formula. Think of it as our foundation. Then we'll look at the 4 different kinds of rooms we can build. After that, we'll see how to connect those rooms, make bigger buildings, grab our tools, and really level up our writing from just good to truly great.
Okay, first things first, every single great building needs a rock-solid foundation. And in English, our blueprint is actually pretty simple. But, and this is the important part, it is the absolute, non-negotiable starting point for everything else.
So let's get on the same page. What even is a sentence? I mean, it's got to be more than just a bunch of words thrown together, right? Exactly. The San Jose State University Writing Center puts it perfectly. It's a complete thought, a full package of meaning. It has to make sense all by itself.
And here it is, the magic formula. Subject, verb, object. It's kind of crazy how much of English just boils down to this one simple pattern. You've got who's doing it, the subject, what they're doing, the verb, and what they're doing it to, the object. This simple little structure, it's literally the engine that makes English go. And that's why the order is so crucial. T, I like. I guess you could figure it out, but I like tea. Bam. It's instant, it's clear, it's right. Sticking to that blueprint is what transforms a random jumble of words into an actual meaningful idea. Okay, foundation is poured. Now it's time to build the rooms. And if you think about it, every single sentence you write has a different job to do. Is it supposed to be a living room for stating facts, or maybe a library for asking questions? Well, we've got 4 main room designs we can build with. First up, you've got the most common room of all, the declarative sentence. This thing is your workhorse. Its job is super straightforward. Just state a fact, share some info, declare that something is true. I play cricket. Boom. Simple, clear, gets the job done. But what if you need to find something out? You can't just state facts all day. For that, you need to build an interrogative sentence. This is your go-to tool for curiosity. It's all about seeking information, and you'll always know it by that question mark at the end. All right, what if you need to get something done? You need the imperative. This is for giving a command, an instruction, maybe a polite request. And here's a cool little detail. The subject, you, is almost always invisible, but it's there. When you say, please close the door, what you're really saying is, you please close the door. And finally, for those moments that just need a little oomph, that's when you bust out the exclamatory sentence. This one is all about emotion. It's for excitement, surprise, shock. It's like the fancy chandelier or the big bay window. It's the architectural flourish that really makes a statement. Okay, great. We've got our basic rooms. But let's be real. A house isn't just 4 separate rooms sitting in a field. The real skill, the art of it, is in how you connect them all together to build something bigger, something more impressive. And the secret ingredient for connecting everything? It's understanding clauses. So an independent clause, that's like a complete room. It can stand on its own. It makes perfect sense. A dependent clause, though, that's more like a hallway. It's got stuff in it like even though she was sick, but it doesn't really go anywhere on its own. It feels incomplete. It needs to connect to a main room to make any sense. And this is pretty much the roadmap for becoming a better writer. You start with these simple, solid sentences. Then you learn to stick 2 of them together to make a compound sentence. But where the real magic happens is when you start weaving in those dependent clauses to build complex sentences. That's when you create really rich, interesting ideas.
Look, let's see it in action. You could write, she wanted a vacation. Period. She saved her money. Period. It's fine, but a little robotic, right?
Now watch. Let's connect them with the word so. She wanted to go on vacation, so she saved her money. See that? Suddenly, it's not two separate facts. It's a little story. It has cause and effect. That one little word gives it flow and logic.
Okay, let's level up again. Let's get complex. Instead of just linking two equal ideas, we can show some kind of relationship, like a contrast. She went to class even though she was sick. Whoa. Now that adds a layer of drama, doesn't it? It tells you something about her. You're not just listing facts anymore. You're telling a much richer story about overcoming a challenge. This is where your writing starts to get really powerful.
So you might be thinking, okay, that's a lot of grammar, but what's the point? The point is this. It's about making you a conscious creator, not just an accidental builder. You're becoming an architect. The sentence types you choose, simple, compound, complex, they're your materials. You can build a wall out of brick or steel or glass. They're all walls, but they give you a totally different feeling, right? It's the same with sentences.
This is your toolkit. This is where you have to think like a strategist. Ask yourself, what am I actually trying to do here? Do I need to show a contrast? Okay, I'll grab a complex sentence with although. Do I need to show cause and effect? A compound sentence with so is probably my best bet. See, the goal is not just to write a correct sentence. It's to choose the perfect structure for the idea you're trying to build.
All right, we've gone all the way from pouring a simple foundation to sketching out an entire architectural strategy. Let's just boil it all down into a final blueprint you can stick in your back pocket. So here it is, your cheat sheet for great writing. Number 1, you gotta master that subject-verb-object formula. That's your foundation. It's non-negotiable. Number 2, know your 4 functions: statement, question, command, exclamation, so you're always using the right tool for the job. 3, don't be afraid to connect your ideas. Build those bigger, more interesting structures. And 4, maybe the most important of all, think strategically. Always be asking yourself, why am I choosing this sentence type and not another one? Look, at the end of the day, this was never about just memorizing grammar rules. It's about making you a more effective, more powerful communicator. It's about giving you the tools so you can build your ideas with intention, with precision, and with style. So the Architect's Guide is officially in your hands now. The question is, what are you going to build?